What's going on, everybody? How's it going? Oh, hey, Black Cadillac. Hey, Jimmy Buckley. Hey, Debbie 1220. What's good? What is this, Saturday? Yeah. Wow. Made it to Saturday. That's awesome. How's everybody? Has anyone gotten their psychic reading from Empress Ziggy? Is she charging yet for those readings? You know, they're pretty good. She could probably charge if she wanted to, don't you think? You don't need a charges for her readings. She was charging $5. And, yeah, I was actually making a video about it, and I accidentally deleted a ton of it. I still have my reaction, but I would have to add back in, like, Ziggy's tarot cards and rods, and I might still do it if I don't really have time for it, though. But I found that Nita has a second channel as well. It's called Nini Productions, and she's been doing tarot card readings over there for it hasn't been in a while, but she was doing them last year, and she was doing them for $5. Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, $5. You know it. And of course, like, you couldn't see the cards. She didn't have her camera on. She wouldn't even tell you what the card was that she drew, but then she would just kinda, like, come up with some stuff. But I think in Nita's case, like, she really watches the sunshines in chat and probably monitors things that they're saying and then, makes it apply to what they've said in the past. And they're probably like, "Oh my god, you're so accurate, Nita," you know? You haven't gotten your reading yet? Aw, I don't know. She might be pretty good, you know? She's gotta come up with something. She definitely needs a new shtick, you know what I mean? Yeah, but I had incorporated my own little, divination game into the video. Hopefully, I can still put it out, but it might be a while. I've got a lot of backed up content that needs to come out. Let's see if I can maybe bring up what I was using. Oh, yeah. Here it is. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, we might do that. If anyone has a yes or no question, I'd be glad to take it now. Hey, Lorton girl, what's going on? Nice to see you. Yes, no questions only. No open-ended. We got to keep it pretty simple, pretty simple. I'll take the first question now. Something that like you're really been wondering about. Like something super important in your life, like life or death type stuff. Yeah, let's do that. All right, I'll start. Let me bring up let me bring up my tool, my special divination tool. Let's see. All right. We don't even need audio, I don't think. Even better. All right. So my question, let me try to make that a little bigger. Come on now. There we go. We'll keep the blue blobs there. I think that's appropriate. Oh, Lord and girl, that's a for real serious question. All right. My question is let's make it YouTube related. My question is, will JTR2, this channel that we're on right now, will JTR2 upload continuing content up till, like, let's say next September 2023? Will I still be uploading content to JTR2? Ellen Raggio, how's it going? Let's spin and see. We do have audio. The answer is yes. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I mean, can we really trust it? What do you guys think? Can we really trust this? Mm, I don't know. Might have to use like some secondary source, if we don't like the answer of one, we'll just go to a different source. Lauren girl, that is a very serious question. You find a nursing home for your mother soon. Do you really want to trust the wheel with that? Is it a vacancy issue? Are they all like filled? You having trouble with that? Yes, the magic 8 ball. I had one of those as a kid. I used to play with that sucker day and night. And then, yeah, I played with it so much. I'm like, I could literally say anything. It doesn't even matter. And I was like 10. Yeah. Jimmy Buckley, you think I'll be uploading content, or you think Lorton Girl will find a nursing home for her mom? They're all filled. Yeah, I believe it to capacity. Well, I mean, I hate to say it. I have some experience with that a little bit. The thing with nursing homes is that people do leave on a somewhat regular basis. You know what I'm saying? So it won't be too long. It depends where you are on a waiting list too, I guess. How about getting a magic 8? Yes. Actually, let's do this. Oh, why didn't we do yes, no, or maybe? See, the results are already off. We'll change it to 5 input sets. We have more options here. Okay, what's this? Hide? Why do we want to hide? We don't want to hide anything. Open title section? Oh, no, we don't need that. Well, I guess, should we write? We title it. Um, I like to use alliteration. Like I was thinking, you know what I mean? Like the first letters. Wheel. Could use wheel. So something with a W. Wow, I got nothing. I got nothing. I am. Yeah, it's been a very, very, very long week. Very long week indeed. Let's see. What should we title it? Hmm. Yeah, I can't think of anything. Hmm. I'm not gonna call myself Empress, Princess, none of that bullshit. I'm not gonna even name this after me. Oh, I know. Grifting grind. That's what we're gonna call it. We're gonna be on our grifting grind tonight, but there is no way to send me any money. So, you just have to send me positive thoughts instead of money. That would be good. What's Jimmy's question? I didn't even see it. Let me look at the chat on my phone because I'm not seeing it. Oh, wow. It didn't even come up on. Okay. Guess I'm going to look at my phone. Will I start an exposing channel on YouTube? Okay. Oh, there it is. Wow. It took a minute to come up. All right. Okay. Jimmy Buckley, I need you to close your eyes and have extreme focus on your question and picture yourself like 3 months in the future and what you're doing in 3 months. Now, I want the entire chat to clear your minds and think of Jimmy Buckley's question. Will he start an exposing channel on YouTube? Let's give it a go. Let's see what happens. Spin. It's yes. The answer is yes, Jimmy. You will. Now, what are you going to expose? What will you be exposing? Are you gonna be exposing stuff in this terrible community? Are you gonna stay within this community? It's pretty harsh. These people are not good people. You're dealing with a lot of scumbags in general. So you gotta, you gotta really be on your mission and not try not to get discouraged because no one will listen to you. And no one will take any exposing that you do. It depends if they like you or not, I guess, if they'll listen to you. Anything or anyone? Okay. Anything or anyone. All right. Hey, yeah. I would I mean, you're not asking for my advice, but if I were to offer any, it would be not to cover creators in this community. They're highly sensitive, um, very immature, highly emotional, like they have no logical thinking going on whatsoever. And and if you start messing with their grift, you're affecting their money and they don't like that and they'll come for you. They'll come right after you. Yeah. Like they'll call your job, they'll come to your house, knock knock, because you're messing with their money. So, and you think you're gonna stay anonymous. The Zigster said herself, she found absolutely 0 ties with my channel to anything, nothing, which was very purposeful. But it was my voice. Imagine that, my voice. It was my voice that gave me away. Your cat blinked twice. I think it's definitely a sign. 2 blinks from a kitty cat. Yeah. Do you think it's a yes or a no or something else? Cats have their own language. There are a lot of crazies. It's concerning. I'm concerned, honestly. I didn't realize Purple was gonna be going live, like, shortly before I did. Otherwise, I'd be watching her, but here we are. She's got a lot going on over there, and I don't know, I'm starting to check out. Starting to check out from that. I've personally been pretty entertained by Empress Ziggy. I think, she might really have something there. Oops, where's my there we go. She might really be onto something. Because tarot card readers on YouTube, they really do well. And she didn't ask me for any advice, but since I'm feeling generous with offering my thoughts this evening, I would suggest she do monthly or weekly predictions because the tarot card channels, if they do daily readings, number 1, that's exhausting, right? Even if you're just making it up, like, it's exhausting to do 12 if you're gonna do astrological signs, that's 12 readings a day. And 2, you'd have to get super, super popular to hit 1,000 views per day per video. And there's actually quite a few of them out there. I did a little research for my video. I watched a couple. Um, but the thing is, and this is also, Jimmy, something to consider if you're starting a channel or anyone who's considering starting a channel, is that evergreen content is is the goal. It should be the goal, in my opinion. Evergreen content, what's that? It means that anyone at any time could do a search and land on your video, and it would be relevant pretty much at any time. So, if you're making a video, how to choose a good watermelon, people are gonna search in the summertime, and there's summertime and, all around the world all the time. I don't know if watermelons are though, actually, but I should do my research. But when someone searches that, whether they do it this summer, 2023, or summer 2026, choosing a good watermelon is always gonna be the same, unless they do some really weird genetically modified something where now you gotta look for, like, a purple one, I don't know. But that's evergreen content that anyone can search for it, and it's gonna be relevant to them. That's how you get up into the super high numbers of views. But with tarot, with, keeping up with current events, like super current events or things that are going on in, like, say, the true crime community of YouTube. If you're doing daily videos or weekly, you've gotta keep up with the content. The thing is with that is that people aren't gonna be looking for it 6 months from now, and if even if they do stumble on it, it's gonna be outdated. So, that's why I suggest Ziggy Empress Ziggy, if you are gonna continue on with any kind of divination or tarot card readings, that's why I suggest do weekly or monthly, because daily is gonna kill you, like, just from the energy drain, I'm sure. But weekly, you have 7 days of opportunity for people to find that video to watch it. So that's 7 days of you're not giving people 12, 16 hours to find it and watch it. You're giving them some time. Monthly, if it's monthly, you're gonna have to make it, like, super in-depth because people aren't gonna stick around for, like, a 5-minute monthly reading unless I don't know, some people like short videos. I don't know. Those are my generous thoughts of the evening. Yes. So what's going on with you guys? What's been happening? Would anyone like to share? Would anyone like to come up and chit chat? I'd be glad to have you up. I just finished recording a video on Daryl Brooks because he was back in court on Thursday. So I'm just waiting to find out from YouTube, which should be in the next few days, of where I'm going to upload it. Where will I upload it? Yeah, we'll see. There's a lot of drama. Yeah. Well, I find that people who stick around for a lot of the drama and who have been firmly enmeshed in this true crime community for like more than a year, they're pretty dramatic people in general. Like at some point, the drama has to get a little tiring, boring, or uninteresting. Yeah, uninteresting and exhausting. And people do take breaks, but if you're coming back more and more for the conflict, yeah, I think it's you. You know? I'm not talking to you, Jimmy Buckley, specifically, but you know what I mean? Like, if you keep coming back for the fighting, the drama, you're probably not the healthiest person, you know? Once in a while, like, sure, "Oh, what's going on?" I mean, who could turn away from Empress Ziggy? My god. Who could? You had to watch that. You had to. It was unbelievable. Like, I was just sitting there like, I can't even believe what is happening right now. I cannot believe what's what's happening. Yeah, really something. But, you listen to, like, what's going on other channels now, where you have channels fighting with each other, but really going truly real life and, like, threatening children, creators' children, calling husbands, calling jobs, like, anyone who literally does that, who's really doing it, not just, like, making a show out of it, even that's kinda sick, but anyone who's really doing that needs some serious help, and if I were the target of that, I wouldn't be going on live streams saying, "I can't believe this, oh my god." No. Mm, no, it would be taken care of quick, fast, and in a fucking hurry. No, that's not entertainment for me, but it is for a lot of people. I might be in trouble with MGL supporters? Yes. For calling her out for saying the R word. Good for you. It is. Yeah. The Americans with Disability Act considers it hate speech. Good for you for calling her out. And, things have to be called out. Um, if you saw a video I posted yesterday or today, I don't even know. But yeah, regardless of the intention of what the person was thinking when they said it, I know, like, in the 80s, a lot of us were saying the R word as just like, joking with our friends, "Are you R-worded?" And like, okay, you can't say that anymore. You just can't. And if it slips out somehow, you know, and you didn't mean for it to, but you're not really you don't really see a problem with it, that's a problem if you don't see a problem with it, you know? So good for you. I'm Hey, if you need backup with those MGL supporters, I got your back. I got your back. Things have to be called out. They have to. And silence is it you're complicit, in my opinion. If people are silent and you're just watching it happen and there's a bystander effect where someone else will call it out and no one does, then the people who are really affected by it think like, "Is everyone really okay with this? No one's saying anything?" Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, let me know, Black Cadillac, if you need any backup, I'll be there for you. Lorton girl has another ear infection. I think stress must cause ear infections because it's twice in 30 days. Ugh. I don't think I've ever had one. That must suck. Sorry. It's terrible. Lana, oh my God, JTR. OMG, JTR. Love your content and clear thoughts. Thank you. I hope you're well. I'm okay. Hello, everybody. Two purple hearts. Kittens got me beat. Just dropping by to say hello. Well, I appreciate you dropping by. And yeah, kittens and puppies will wear you out fast. I know that. Oh, give the kitties little kisses and hugs from all of us. Oh, little kittens. Oh my gosh. MGL and BHB have really gone nuts for content. I mean, at this point, no matter how long you've been watching or in this community, at this point, if you're not stepping back and saying, you people earnestly, seriously, very seriously have something fundamentally wrong with you. Fundamentally wrong. This isn't entertaining. This isn't some righteous crusade. What the fuck is wrong with you? If you're not doing that, I suggest maybe doing an internal assessment if you think what they're doing is okay. Because they do have plenty of people backing them up. I don't, you know? Yeah. I was listening to a little bit of Scientific Skeptic. I looked at I tapped on today and I was like, "Oh, it's a 12-hour live stream." I'm like, "Hmm." And I was grooming my dogs. We were doing like the whole thing. And right now I have 3, so it takes a little time. So I was listening to him. And if you want to hear someone with clear thoughts and just calls things out as they are, he's also an excellent creator to listen to. Um, what I what I would like, and one time he did like a clip, and I love the clips because I looked at 12 hours and I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. And it does take work to go back and clip some of your content into shorter things, but I don't know. I think more people might get the message, but I don't know if he has the capability to do that. I'm sure like someone in his chat would volunteer to do it because his message is really important. It definitely is. Yeah. Too many of us have autistic children and grandchildren. You can't throw around that word. It's insensitive, it's ignorant, and yeah, it makes not only does it hurt people, but it makes that person look like a moron. I can still use moron, right? I'm kidding. But, you know, it's like I just look at those people like, "Oh, you're really okay. You're really not you're not with it. You're not current. You don't care about anyone but yourself. You're gonna say what you wanna say regardless of how it affects people." And I just look down on that. You do. My son is on the spectrum, and in middle school, I can't imagine. It's been so hard watching him be affected and not being able to do much or not murder anyone. Yeah, I mean, that's gonna be a good case that's coming up next, I'm sure. you know? Either the mother or father of, a child that's on the spectrum or the child themselves, you know? How much are they expected to endure? And then you have ignorant adults like MGL using the R word, just throwing it out there. Yeah. And the thing is, you never know when you're gonna hear it. So, yeah. Your son is 27, Lorton girl? Yeah, that is tough. 12-year-old granddaughter's on the spectrum. Okay. Yeah, it's, it's you gotta be aware of your surroundings, who's around you. I mean, it doesn't really take much, I don't think, to be conscious of your words. I don't know. It is for some people, I guess. It's a problem. Jay Hughes, what's going on? You like scientific skeptic? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he is good. Mhm. He's got a lot of good things to say. A lot of, like he was saying, that fast typing gets away from you. Yeah. He was saying how it's good, it's probably safe for creators to say, like, I don't care where you go, go chat wherever you want to chat, go listen to whoever. But it's also important to set some parameters for yourselves. Not necessarily come to a creator like, who should I go watch? Like, no, for yourself. What parameters are you going to set for who's worth listening to, who's somewhat mentally healthy, emotionally healthy, and who can add to the conversation rather than detract and damage lives? Whether intentionally or unintentionally, the effect is the same. And I really thought that was pretty significant because it's like, yeah, how many people are actually sitting down and making a list of like, here's what I want in my content in YouTube. Here are the things that I want. Here are the non-negotiables. I will not listen to a creator who uses racial epithets, R word, or in general is verbally denigrating people, whether intentionally or not. Once I hear that, I'm out. Or if you could just, why not? Why not? You spend so much time on YouTube listening to this, right? Why not make a little list when you're very clear headed and not listening to anyone at all? A list. What are my non negotiables? If I hear about someone's rent being late and they're about to be evicted, I was trying to take an example that hasn't been used yet, but that has been used. And like, okay, if they mention it once, there's maybe okay, they're sharing something about their lives. To me, that's already like, But I get, you know, some people might be okay with that. What if you hear it 5 times over the next hour about how they're being evicted and it's all they can think about? And how during the times that they're mentioned, all of the payment options are scrolling across the screen or going up in chat. In the meantime, you have a missing person, a murdered victim. Their name is in the title of their chat while they continue to go on about their landlord and how far behind they are in rent. Is that a non negotiable? Like, what are the factors for you? I think that would be such a good exercise for all of us to do. And it's going to be different for everybody. Everyone's going to have different things. Because I remember, I mean, think about Doug Hutton, when he was so verbally abusive to Ziggy. Here's the thing, right? We have to be able to separate if we like the person, if we like the content creator, if we like the content, but there's some abhorrent behavior. We have to be able to say, "That behavior came from that person," and not be in denial, not stay in denial. "Yeah, but he's funny. Yeah, but he donates to causes. Yeah, but this. Yeah, but that." I mean, how many people also, the person he verbally abused, like, not many people like her right now. It doesn't take away the fact that he was horribly verbally abusive. It doesn't matter to whom it was. We didn't even have to know who it was just to hear those words come from his mouth. That was enough for me. I never, ever went back there. But how many people said, "Well, she deserved it. She's a jerk anyway, and he's funny. I'm going back." Does it only matter if the victim is someone that you like or not? Look at the behavior that's coming from the person. And really, I think we could look at a lot of people in our real lives in the same way. Like, yeah, they're my best friend of 10 years, but they're clearly using me. They only call me when they want something. They're um they're always, when we go out to dinner, they always misplace their wallet or something like that. Like, yeah, you might have a bond with this person. You've shared a lot of things, but are you paying for every single time you go out now? And it's not like they're letting you in on like, "Hey, financially, I can't really do it. Could we just go get an ice cream cone?" Look at the behavior for what it is. You don't need to subject yourself to bad behavior constantly. There is no award. At the end of this life, there is no award for how much you suffered. I see people having contests about how much they've suffered in their lives, like trauma dumping contests. "I've had it worse. Oh, well, this happened to me." Well, really, really, a lot of things have happened to a lot of people, but it's not a competition. It's a competition I would love to lose. There is no award for enduring bad behavior from people. There's not. You're gonna live a much better quality life if you learn to walk away from people who consistently treat you poorly. Even watching current events and hearing how bullying affects those that endure it in childhood. Oh, for sure. And people, yeah, for adults, if you were bullied as a child, you have to seek treatment for that. You have to go to therapy. You gotta work through those issues. I have seen adults where it's still affecting them today. And that's not to take away from the impact to say like, "Well, you should get over it." No, I'm definitely not from that mindset. You should process it with a professional if it's affecting your relationships as a 40, 50-year-old man or woman. If you're still going back to being 12 years old, I we gotta do that with everything. You look at your child and wonder, of course, yeah, yeah. Granddaughter is in the counselor every day being a snitch. Uh-oh. She certainly has a sense of social justice. Uh-oh. Yeah. I have 3 kids, 17 to 9. I would be a fool not to learn from them. I'm not gonna lie there was a few times they called me out and I listened. Sometimes it takes me a few hours, but I do listen. Sure, yeah, yeah. And I think if any of us really can just stop for a second and say, "Yeah, maybe that wasn't cool for me to say," or maybe I should try to consider it from that person's side." Even if immediately you feel a little like, "I'm not wrong," or that wasn't wrong for me to say," or to take a minute and like, "Well, even if I really believe I'm right, let me just take a minute and consider it from their point of view, like how they're seeing it." Because is everybody a whack job? No. You know, I would say probably the minority. So, it might not be an irrational thing. Maybe they've got a point, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Words of, deep thoughts, 11:15 on Saturday night. Yeah. You wanna do another question? Another yes or no question? If you've come in since we've started, I would love to, give you some answers to your life that I'm sure you're desperately needing, and I happen to have, um, a tool that we can use. No, they're not metal rods, and they're not, cards or anything of the sort, but this is probably just as effective and accurate, I think. So, if you do have a question for the yes no picker wheel that I've named Grifting Grind, feel free to put it in the chat and we'll ask the wheel. We'll ask the wheel what it thinks. All right. I have a question. Let's see, it's 10 of 11. Will I wake up before, will I wake up feeling rested in the morning before 8 a.m.? Let's see. Everyone clear your minds and focus. That's the third yes. I think it's rigged. 3 yeses. We should ask a question that we want a no answer to. If it's wrong, I don't have any rods. All right. Okay. I have another one. Does Empress Ziggy have true psychic ability? And is she, no, we have no compound questions. Does Empress Ziggy have true psychic ability? It's rigged. It's rigged. We're getting a yes on everything. Does anyone have a yes or no question? Preferably that's something you want to know to. 4 yeses. I don't know about that. How many yeses are on the board? 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yeah, 5. Huh. Is Empress the worst name you could use? Let's see. Is it the worst that she could have picked for herself? Yes, it is the worst. Yeah, I don't know why she would have picked Empress, really. Like, the Empress in the tarot is typically, like, it's like the mother in, like, pregnancy. It represents pregnancy a lot of times, so it's like, yeah, I don't know. Like, intuitive, I think, and yeah. I think Empress might be, I don't know. I don't know what the hierarchy is. I don't know if it's above Queen or below. You forgot to say thank you. Yeah, I did. Oh my gosh, you're so right. If I don't have gratitude, it's not gonna work. The way she says thank you to the rods, like it's the McDonald's counter. I don't know why it bothers me so much. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Could you please face forward? Face forward. Spin clockwise, not counterclockwise. Okay? All right, ready? All right, okay. Mm. Well, I make over $100,000 in on my new YouTube channel, Empress Ziggy. Yay! Okay, thank you. Who's next? Do you have a question for the wheel? Anybody? The grifting grind wheel? Okay, Lorton girl, take your time. We're here. Face forward, thank you. Exactly. Yeah. And it's just gonna take me so long to recover that video that I started to make, but I I have in the video part of it is is a real dowsing video. Like, it's a real person who's very serious into it, and she's got all kinds of tips about how to use them correctly, and that you have to respect the rods. You can't just, like, throw them around and demand them to do things. You gotta respect them. And you gotta let the rods tell you what's yes, what's no, and allow the and you even ask the rods, like, if they wanna answer questions, and to let you know when they're done answering questions. You gotta respect the rods. You can't just toss them around and keep demanding, you know? Asking all kinds of questions. All kinds. All kinds. I really wanna get a no or a maybe. Let's see. Jimmy Buckley, will I be a millionaire within the next few months? Jimmy Buckley, do you play the lottery? Or do you go to a casino? I have to know that first. It's important. It's important for the process. If you trust the process, you'll answer those questions. Thank you. Thank you. She said they blend with a carpet and lose them in a oh God. Can you imagine how many times that place has been vacuumed? They probably fell in the carpet, like down in the pile of the carpet and can't find them. Okay, Jimmy Buckley, everybody clear your minds. Let's think about you do go to the casino? Okay, so it's a possibility. This is a possibility. All right. Everyone clear your minds and think of Jimmy Buckley in the next few months. Think of him. I see you sitting either at a craps table or a slot machine. And I see there's a waitress walking by. Now I'm using my psychic ability. I see a waitress walking by, and like she's like probably in her 20s, like she's cute, and she's like, why am I focusing on the waitress? But she smiles at everybody. She gives everybody this really fake smile, and then but she like she then she you actually it's like at the end of Ziggy's video when she's like, okay guys, see you later, and then her face turned into like the normal face. That's how I see the waitress. Okay. Jimmy, but back to Jimmy. My gosh. Don't get distracted. Oh, okay. I get so distracted. All right. Yeah, I see you sitting at a slot machine. But my point was that, Jimmy Buckley, do you happen to drink alcohol? Because I see you like grabbing a drink from the waitress that was walking by with the fake smile, and it's a dark drink. I'm thinking like Jack and Coke or something. Maybe something like that. I don't know. Let me know if I'm psychically tuning into you. It's so important for the process. All right. So Jimmy Buckley at the casino, regardless of what his game is or if he's drinking soda or water or anything else, will he become a millionaire within the next few months? Let's see. Oh my God, the suspense. Oh my God. Yay! Jimmy Buckley. Listen, Jimmy, since I'm the one that gave you the answer, when you get those millions of dollars, just remember me over here. PayPal, Snapchat, PayPal, Snapchat, Snapchat, PayPal, Venmo. Cash App, that's what I was thinking of, Snapchat. You can also send me a Snapchat. I have a premier Snapchat account. It's only 49.99 per month for access, and at any time, I will give you a free tarot card reading on demand via Snapchat. It's not really free because it's 49.99 per month, but but it's free every time you ask, really, if you think about it. So, it's a good deal. It really is. Yay! Yeah, Jimmy, remember all of us. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you do. We'll be here. We'll be here waiting. I was thinking about going to a casino for my birthday. I might. I haven't been to a casino since COVID. Yeah. Even then, I think they opened way too soon. And they had I don't feel like they took enough precautions, but I might even still wear a mask, even because, those places are, it's a new building, though. It's very new. So I'm sure the ventilation is pretty decent. It's a nice place. We shall see. I wonder what Ziggy's doing for her birthday. It's coming up, guys. It's like March 2nd. Oh my gosh. What day is that? Isn't it like a Friday? Let me check. Might be a Thursday. Let me see. March 2nd is a Thursday. It's a Thursday, guys. So keep that date in mind if you want to do DoorDash, Grubhub, if you want to send me my birthday dinner. Did you hear the other night her daughter was hungry and it was like 11 o'clock at night? And she was like, oh, I'm going to go get food. But then like another hour passed and nothing had happened. Oh, that's bad, If there's no food in the house, if she wanted something specific, okay, but what if there was nothing for her to grab? People are sadly so lost, including myself. We're so broke. Eggs are $8 a pop, and we throw money at things like this. It's true. It's true. Yeah. I mean, the eggs. What is going on with the eggs? One of my coworkers is like, yeah, my husband wants to get chickens for the backyard for the eggs. I was like, are you kidding me? That's kind of a big undertaking, don't you think? She's like, yeah, I don't want them. But he keeps talking about the price of eggs. I'm like, I don't know. I'd pay $10 a carton to not have chickens in my backyard. I'll tell you that. No. No. But yeah, it's like we're kind of in denial about inflation until you go to the grocery store. It's just shocking, isn't it? It's shocking. My internet bill increased by 39%. 39%. Every time you see the eggs, I start screaming the end of the world is here. I mean, it's literally supposed to. I saw a funny meme. It was like it was like an older, like a person our age probably saying like, back in the day, eggs and toilet paper were so cheap. We used to throw them at houses and, like throw toilet paper over trees and stuff. And like, that's how cheap they were. And it's like, now it's like, no, that's gold. Don't damage it. And so you have taken care of chickens. It's a big daily chore. Yeah, no. I don't see it. I just don't. Unless like you're kind of like that kind of person, It's just it would just be like another chore for you. But if you're not, ugh, at least salary goes up to match. Yeah. I mean, it's good. It's a good way to make an argument for a raise. I was able to get a little bit more recently for one of my contract renewals. I was like, yeah, things are costing me more to do this service for you. So And and they were like, "Well, how much are you thinking?" And I told them like, not that much." And they were like, "Oh, yeah, that's reasonable." I'm like, "All right then," because everyone knows you get so much snow that would be shoveling to the coop. Oh my god. Yeah, exactly. I had to shovel out. I have oil heat, and I had to shovel just the other day. I had to shovel out the spout where they deliver. It was covered in snow because snow, fell off the roof, covered it, and then it froze over. So there was probably like a foot and a half covering it, and the shovel was not cutting it. I had to go in the shed and get the hoe. And I'm like chipping away at it. Oh my god. And eventually I broke the hoe. It was here when I moved in, when I bought the house. It was like it's like a wooden stick, and I think the wood was rotting anyway, so but it broke right off. I was like, "Oh, that's nice." So I can't imagine having to shovel out to a hen house. And then you gotta keep them warm, like, oh my god. At least, like, with dogs and cats, you can keep them in the house, like, everyone they're right in front of you, you know that they're okay, and, I mean, yeah, they don't give you eggs, but they give you companionship and affection, snuggles. They definitely keep me warm in bed. Oh my god. I can turn the heat way down. We all get in bed, we snuggle right up. It's like, it's hot. Yeah. Yeah, the eggs are crazy, but I still will just buy, free range. Sometimes I don't buy the organic free range because especially if it's not available, I can't, but I still buy free range, and not because I'm not an egg snob, okay? I'm really not. Like, I don't care. But I watched some kind of video about chickens, like in these on these, I don't even know what they're called. I'm not a rural person. No, I'm definitely a city person. Um, like those, what do you call them? Like I sound like an idiot, like farms, like those, companies that, like Purdue or whatever that like, they have chickens and they go in and get the eggs, or they're just raising chickens for slaughter and stuff. And the ones for the eggs, cage free, is not humane. I saw this video. The chickens were so packed in with each other. The farmer was saying, or whatever, chicken raiser, was saying that, like, a chicken will die. I'm gonna get you really depressed. A chicken will die, it'll fall over, and the other chickens just like, there's no room, so they just trample all over it. It's like the conditions are horrendous, and that's for cage free. You even pay more for cage free because 'cause they're not in cages, but they're in this big open thing, but there's, like, hundreds of them. But what is it called? Free range. Free range is, I don't even know if it's that much better, but they have more room. So that's why I always get free range, because I just think of those poor chickens. Like, yeah, it's more money, but, like, I don't wanna, you know what I mean? Sometimes I think about let's get philosophical. Hey, Catherine. Let's get philosophical. Sometimes I think about the end of my life when it comes. And if you do have like that life review that you do with your higher power, like, and then you see how your actions have affected other people and other things and not even in your life, but the ripple effect essentially. And I think about, am I going to be this? Yeah, these are the thoughts. I think about, am I gonna be shown a chicken farm where chickens are, like, struggling to live, but they're still, like, putting out eggs, and people who are probably seriously, severely underpaid have to go in there, and they're getting packed, and they're getting the eggs to put in the styrofoam cartons, and the styrofoam you can't recycle, and that's a whole other issue. And because you only wanted to pay $3 for a carton of eggs, but maybe you could have paid 6, and look, these chickens would have had a much better these chickens had a better life, and this farmer paid their egg pickers a better, maybe a living wage, like the small differences you can make. Maybe. Or maybe it's total BS. Maybe the free range chickens really aren't. Maybe they pay off the USDA inspector to say that it's free range and it's not. Yeah. Egg talk. Egg talk here on JTR2. The morality of eggs. Yes. They were all in one room on top of each other. Oh, it's awful. It's awful. Awful. Like the greed, The greed. Lately, I see an animal outside and oh my God, Lana. I know. It's so cold. And I have to remind myself that a lot of these animals are, if they're in the region where it's cold, and it's normally cold this time of year, and this is what they do, and they survive, and they probably have survival methods and like things built into them from their creator that help them survive through this. But yeah, it goes through my, like, oh my God, these poor birds. Where are they? Where are they? It's freezing and they're so little. Where are they right now? Yeah. Yeah. I know. I totally hear you. Here in Louisiana, they're talking about going tax-free like Texas is, which means everything goes up higher. Oh, yeah. Are you talking like sales tax? If you have no sales tax, property taxes will go up more than likely. I lived in a small town that had a chicken farm. They imported people from Mexico to work in those horrid conditions. Yes, that is what I'm talking about. And if they're not, if they're, I want to say migrant workers, but I don't know if that has an actual definition that I'm not aware of, so I hesitate to use the term. But if people are brought in and they're not legally authorized to work in the United States, so they're vulnerable because someone could easily, call them out and have them taken away, possibly deported. And so they're vulnerable. So is the chicken farmer exploiting their vulnerability? Wow, so deep. Also, because you want to pay $2 for a dozen eggs. Like Aldi, way back before the egg crisis, I remember eggs were like less than $1 a dozen, and I never bought them because I'm like, they're probably okay eggs, but what did those hens have to go through to produce all of those eggs? And I just think about the chickens, Not sure they always tell the truth about being free range. Yeah. Well, it's like the organic label. Like there's so many different types, like categories of organic, and you got to really, I don't even know what they are, and you got to like look for certain things to know the level of how organic it is. And that's all. What if someone is paying off the USDA inspector? Oh yeah, it's organic. Yeah, we only sprayed it once with pesticides. Yeah. Yesterday it was so cold. I seen a cat. I kept trying to leave food and get it. My kids say, "Mom, it's probably someone's come in. It's not normal." What if it is somebody's? Aw. Then you kidnapped a cat. You catnapped someone else's cat. I get it, though. I do. I do. That's what I think. Like, why not put a collar? If your cat is outdoors, why not put a little collar on it? Something. Because, yeah, especially in that cold. Like, why isn't it inside? Even if you do have a home, why is your owner letting you be out in this horrendous cold? Yeah, I totally get that. I do. It was a little kitty, like, last summer that was around in my neighborhood, and yeah, I think about that stuff, you know? They put out a can of tuna fish. I'm like, "Hey, I don't know if you really need it. If you don't, if you're just going home, then I'm sure something else will come across it and eat it, you know? What's it to me? A can of tuna fish." Back then, it was probably 99 cents, maybe $1.50, you know? A bargain. Last cat I adopted had 4 kittens I delivered. Oh. Oh. Yeah, people give up pregnant animals. Sorry, there's a special place in hell for those people. There is. Like, oh, the animal was already too much trouble. Now this, and they abandon a pregnant animal. Yeah, good for you. That's must have been very rewarding too. I've watched cats give birth on YouTube, and it looks awful. It's probably like, it looks painful. They look so uncomfortable. Not only that, I mean, a human, like, you get that child out, and the nurses and doctors are whisking it away, doing all the suctioning, and, blah, blah, blah. Like, the cat has to, like, ugh, you know? You know. You were there. Take all that off, lick it, get it to start breathing, meowing, whatever, and while it's still delivering another one. Like, how difficult. This was a kitten 5.5 months old. I thought it was worms. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. It was not rewarding, but it was an experience. Yeah, but Lana, if you do believe in an afterlife or higher power, like, I think you're going to be rewarded for that. Like, you made that cat's birthing experience far more comfortable and humane than it would have if it was, maybe back with its owner or on the street or something. They'll say anything for the label, I feel. Yeah. I mean, I hope the USDA has some kind of integrity and ethics that we can kind of rely on it to some extent to accurately categorize what's free range, what's cage free, what's organic. I don't know. You were the suctioner? Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that was an experience. You never know. You might be able to help someone else with their pregnant cat, and you'll know just what to do and what to expect. I had an injured deer in my backyard. Oh, yeah. I wanted to feed her so bad. The fish and game department said not to. Then told me there are many deer in our city that live productive lives. That's awesome. It's like they knew just what to say. I'm going to let my dog out just a sec. That's funny. Productive. he is still out there, and, I was very cold standing in the doorway, so I'm just gonna wait here, I guess. Just gonna wait here. There are many deer in our city that live productive lives. I love that. She came back fit several days, and I haven't seen her since. Oh. Oh, for several days. I was like, "Oh, she was all set?" Oh. Oh. Yeah. Yes. I live in a large city. In the mountains, we get lots of wildlife. Wow. My goodness. Yeah, I used to feel bad about, like, hunting until a real hunter really explained it to me, really explained it, because like, he hunts, like, he made he made moose chili, and I ate it. It was pretty good, believe it or not. But, yeah, I was like, "Oh god, how can you do that? How can you shoot this?" And, but here's the thing, he said, because I couldn't picture myself ever doing that, but he said, basically, there are so many licenses that go out for certain animals per year, and, like, I don't know, there's all kinds of rules about it depending where you live, and there's a reason for it. And, like, if no one went deer hunting, let's say, which I know, Bambi, like, how could you, right? But there are all these, like, extra deer out there that, hunters haven't taken them out, let's say, and there's not enough food for all the deer. Like, there's only so many leaves out there on, wherever whatever they eat. And he says, like, deer will get, like, a wasting disease, and, like, when there's not enough food, and it drives them into the cities looking for food, and, like, cars will hit them, and they starve, and he's like, "It's just awful." It's like, believe me, it's better if a real hunter, like, takes a couple a year and, and, like, he has them all, like, processed for meat and everything and all that. If you're using the animal, which is, why kill it for no reason? You shouldn't. But that overall, for the whole ecosystem, it's better. It's actually better. And he's like, there's really less suffering for the entire deer or whatever population if hunters are allowed to hunt. And I was like, oh, well, that actually sounds pretty logical. I got a green screen there for a second. Uh-oh. What's going on? I got a green screen for a sec. That's weird. So yeah, I was able to look at it from another perspective, and I felt better about hunting for sure. For some reason, my phone keeps randomly capitalizing words. I know you do, Black Cadillac. You're a very intelligent lady. I have no, yeah, I understand. It happens. Weird stuff happens. United States keeps some sort of tabs on it. Country I was born in, you would be brokenhearted. There are animals and wildlife everywhere. I do appreciate that about us. Well, the reason I have my dogs, if you know about my dogs, I used to live in Egypt, and yeah, many animals are not seen in the same way that in the US they're seen, like, at all. And the reason I ended up with a litter of 10 when they were only 12 days old, one of them just came in, is because they believe their mom was poisoned because they were street dogs. So, yeah. And even, so like these dogs, they're amazing. They're so freaking smart, and they have so many amazing qualities about them. They're not like regular, I don't know, maybe I'm biased, but like they're not like regular dogs in all kinds of ways. Like, they're feral. They've been feral for centuries. Like, no one takes them into their homes and keeps these dogs, but I bottle fed them. Like, sorry, you're with me now for life. And, so people never, they don't value these dogs, but even purebred dogs, because people will accept having a dog as a pet if it's a purebred. And even then, they're not treated like nearly how we treat animals here. Not at all. Not at all. And, still in Egypt, there are like, you'll even be on the highway and like driving on the highway. And in the slow lane, it's not a vehicle, but it'll be like donkeys pulling a cart with like a whole family on it. Like that maybe they brought, their fruit, vegetables into the city and they just park the cart and they sell all their stuff and then they go home. But it's donkeys, but they're on the highway, like donkeys pulling the carts. So and sometimes the donkeys aren't treated that well. There was in a district that I used to work in there, I worked at different schools while I was there. I was there for 2 years. I worked at a school that was somewhat subsidized. So we had government school students and private language school students. It was a mix, and the classes were mixed too, which was great. And but in that district, it's very rural out there, which is, oh, it's kind of nice in a way. But there's like a canal in the middle, like of the streets, and they're not paved or anything. But there is something that I really should be supporting more than I am currently. There's an initiative there where there are vets. I forget what it's even called. I'll have to look it up. But there are vets who will go out and provide free care. They go out, I think it's like once a month, and they'll set up like they go out in a van, they've got all their supplies, they set up like a tent to shade from the sun, and farmers can come and bring their donkeys, you can bring camels, you can bring I remember seeing a boy with a goose walked up with he was holding the goose, and the vets will, like, look at the animals, like, treat them for any kinda conditions that they have. They'll train the farmers on, like, how to treat certain injuries, and, what's heartbreaking is some of these donkeys will have, like, rub wounds from the harnesses, and because maybe they're not using padding or a certain type of harness, so they'll educate them about those types of things so it doesn't continue. Just a sec. I need to close the door anyway. Just a sec. Yeah. So things like that are always uplifting to see, like, okay, like there are people who care and sometimes, the mistreatment really is like generations of ignorance and kind of like training shh, please. He gets really loud. So let's nip that right in the bud. Okay, bud. We'll nip that in the bud. But it can be generations of ignorance, like not knowing, a certain thing that, oh, my grandfather did this, my great grandfather did this. But in general, it's not helping your animal. And for the farmers, their animals are their livelihood. Like it benefits them to treat them well. Just a sec. In Jamaica, they have the same street dogs everywhere. Yeah, and it's, you know are you guys gonna fight? You gonna duke it out? My mom gave my dogs a gift of trachea, beef trachea. How disgusting, but they love it. They love it. And that one with the growl just like devoured it. It was disgusting. She loved it. Yeah, the street dogs are a real issue because they just continue to reproduce over and over and over. Hey, hey. She's looking at her brother, just growling. She's on the bed. She doesn't want him to get up on the bed. So she's staring him down, growling. And then she's sneezing. Yeah, he probably did love his goose. I would think so. Okay, Beck, that's enough. That's enough. Please. It's almost bedtime. You want to go to bed? Okay. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it's time. It's time. Does anyone have a last yes or no question that they would like to ask the oracle? Anyone? Let me bring it up again. A yes or no question. And the options are yes, no, and maybe. However, we have only gotten yeses. So I will take another question before it's time to go to bed. Will my deer live a productive life? Are you talking about the deer that came around that was injured? Like a productive life in the city? Let's see. That's a good question. Okay, everyone, clear your minds. I'm going to need silence over here, please. We're thinking about a deer. Can you help us think of the deer? Okay. Yeah, that's the loud one. All right. Will Black Cadillac's deer that came around and was injured and came around a little bit but then disappeared, did it go on to have a healthy, productive life and have a family of its own and was strong and healthy? Let's see. Maybe. Oh, seriously? That's the one question we needed a yes to. Maybe. Maybe we didn't specify enough which deer we're talking about. Your little celebration. Yay! That's not silly. Hey, it's better than is this missing child part of this horrific thing? Okay, thank you. Is this, really, I'd rather talk about a deer any day. Any day. Yeah. Okay, everyone. I'm hitting the hay. I have an early day tomorrow. Got a lot going on. Just kind of wanted to check in with you guys, see how everyone's doing. The effery continues on the YouTube streets. I think worse, probably, it's been real bad. I would say it's been worse than it has been in a long time. And I'm not sure what's contributing to that. But there is something going on. It's disturbing. It really is. I appreciate you, Black Cadillac, very much. Oh my goodness. So much drama. Why so much drama? It's bedtime. I'm not getting into bed with you guys with all that growling and snark. You guys should log into YouTube and do that in the microphone. Get on a live stream, just start growling at people. That's what we should do. That's what I'll do next time they start really getting grumpy like that. I'll open a panel and just have growling on. How about that for a response? You too. Have a great night, Alana. Have a great night, Black Cadillac. Anyone whoever else is still listening. Yep. Just remember to keep your wits about you when you're out on the streets. Take plenty of time to log off. Get in a centered state of mind. And ask, is this really even reality? Is this being created? Are they doing this for views? And if it is all real, are these people really, really sick in the head? And why am I finding that entertaining? That's what I ask myself. Why am I still here? Why am I still enduring this? And I'll have to tell you, I am on my way out. I definitely am. The toxicity is at an all-time high. And I have very little tolerance for it. I have banned more people in the past 2 or 3 weeks than I have over the year that I've had another channel. Either things have gotten really, really bad or my tolerance is really, really low. But there are much better ways to spend your time, your energy, your thoughts. A lot of these people, not just creators, a lot of these people in general are sick. They're sick. They need help. They don't need to be coming into chat rooms. They need help. They need help. Your inner monologue. Nice. Yeah, let's think about all the animals having safe shelter. They're not that cold because they have extra feathers in the winter and they're snuggling up in a nest and they're really okay. Like God made them okay, like to endure this. They're okay. They're probably more comfortable than we are. Yeah. Good night, Jimmy Buckley. All right. Good night, everyone. I'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye-bye.